Let's add custom tooltips to our items in NeoForge 26.1. If you want to go deeper, the 26.x modding courses are linked down below. 30 plus hours covering complex block entities with fluid and energy handling, custom mobs, custom networking, and even custom biomes and dimensions. Everything you need for 26.x all in one place, linked down below in the description. Oh, right, we found us back in Telegram once more, and in this tutorial we're going to be adding tooltips not only to our item, but yes, also to a freaking block as well. So both of those are going to happen. Now there is, 1.5 sort of ways to add tooltips to items. Really, it's just overriding a method within the item class. Now, if you have a custom item class, like we, for example, have with the metal detector item, well, then it's literally as easy inside of the item itself to just override the append hover text method. Now you can see that it is deprecated. That is okay. This is still the preferred way to add hover texts or, tooltips in this case. Now we could do it inside of the metal detector item class. However, in this case, we're not actually doing it here. We're going to do it inside of the mod items class. Idea being, we're going to make an anonymous class and just override it there, because it makes it a little bit easier if you, for example, want to add this to, the onion and the end starter and things like that. Then it's much easier to just do anonymous classes. Now, if you don't know what an anonymous class is, that's okay-ish. I will once again say, though, some Java knowledge might be quite useful over here. So maybe another appeal to maybe check out the Java introduction where we 100% talk about anonymous classes. So an anonymous class, generally speaking, is basically we're overriding the item class, but inline, right? So this new item over here, then we just literally add after the constructor call, we just add curly bracket, open and close. And now inside of here, we're inside of the quote unquote anonymous class. Why is it anonymous? Well, because it doesn't have any content, like it still doesn't have a name. That's why, right? The contents we're going to add right now by overriding the append hover text method inline right here. And now adding the actual components here and the actual tooltip is unbelievably easy. We just want to use the consumer. So components, this is the actually the builder.accept passing in component.translatable. I always recommend you do a translatable over here. We're going to do tooltip.tutorialmod.onion.tooltip just for the sake of argument over here. We can, if you have the mod development plugin, you can even hover over this, create the translation. Let's say tastes like an onion. I don't know, something like that, ... Sure, why not? That's okay. And then we can see it is also added over here at the very bottom. So you can see the tooltip there has been added. And that's it. If we now hover over the onion, we're going to see this exact thing. Now for a block, it's slightly more complicated, although generally speaking, it also works. I don't think that it works right here. Exactly. So within the block class, it doesn't work. But luckily, what do we do for all of our blocks? I don't know why, but I've thought about what we do with the drunken sailor, but that's not what we're doing at all. What we're doing is we're adding a tooltip over here. So what are we doing is here, we're adding a new block item. So right here, we could add this. Now, how is this going to work? I'm going to duplicate both of those methods, which is going to, first of all, break everything. And you're going to be like, what is this? Do not worry. Absolutely no issues. Within the register block item method over here, I'm going to add a third parameter, which is component, making sure we choose the one from net Minecraft network chat, exactly, ... And we're going to call this components. And we'll do the exact same thing in the register block method and passing those components into the register block item method. Now, why does this work? Well, this is, of course, known as method overloading. We have the same method with the same name. However, it is slightly different in that its entire method signature is actually not the exact same because it has a different types and different number of parameters. And if you have that, then that's totally fine. And you can have the same name method over here. And it's actually very useful because then we can literally just extend this. So let's, for example, say that we want to add to the magic block the something over here. So we just go in and on the register block call, so that would be right here, we just add a component of translatable again as well. So component.translatable, and let's say once again here tooltip.tutorial mod.magic_block.tooltip. Of course, you can change it to whatever you so choose. We're just going to create the translation, and let's say it's quite magical. And what we're also going to do is we will add a special thing to this magical tooltip. And that is going to be a color, because you can add colors into the tooltips. If you've ever worked with the book before and did like crazy stuff, you can add the paragraph symbol over here. That's paragraph. No, well, it's not the $sign. I can tell you that much. No, that's not paragraph. It's section symbol, because in German, paragraph means section means paragraph. You know, when you have like laws and there's a different section, that's what we call a paragraph in German. That's why I always called it a paragraph symbol, but that's not right. The paragraph symbol is this like weird P thing. And yes, by the way, I just want to mention this. I can type this immediately. This symbol on the German keyboard is just Shift and 3. Should tell you a lot about Germany, but regardless. Anyway, so basically that's gonna be gonna basically make this into a different color. I will link down below a wiki article on all of the different codes that you could use there. But this is not done yet, because we still need to add this. So in the block item over here, we of course still need to make our anonymous class. But this is very straightforward here again as well, where we just, once again, the append hover text method is going to be overwritten. And then here in this case, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we cycle through all of the components, but that's also very straightforward. So we'll just make a for loop. I'll call this the component over here. So a var component of the components. And then we'll just say the builder dot accept, passing in the component over here. And there we have it. So it's going to cycle through all of the components that we're giving it. Theoretically, we could give it multiple ones, and that would also work. But in this case, just one of them is going to be fine. That's why I have it, set up with the ... Just makes sense. If you ever do want to add multiple ones and multiple lines and things like that, I do recommend you do it like this. Regardless, that is everything that we actually need. So it is, sort of basic tooltips. It is correct, but generally speaking, it is fine. And yes, it is fine to use the append hover text method, even though it is deprecated and even though it is working, like it's used a little bit differently. There are I'm not even 100% sure anymore where this is exactly used, but there is basically it's working differently now for the items on how they are actually doing the tooltips. But for the time being, what we add to the consumer over here will still get added, luckily. There we actually have it. It's in the add details to tooltip method. Literally just, I just found it. And basically here, this is the new quote unquote way to do it. But the issue obviously is that this is all, well, I mean, it's kind of like, not even kind of, it's more or less hard-coded within this method. However, you can see that it basically gets the append hover text method. So this is the workaround. There will likely be some amount of changes down the line. But for the time being, we are continuing to use the append hover text method. Awesome. With that done, let's jump into the game and see if it works. All right, I found that back in Minecraft, and let's take a look over here. If we hover over the onion, tastes like an onion. I mean, honestly, how could you have a better description for this? Absolutely not. However, can we have a better description for the magical block over here? Look at that. It is quite magical. Absolutely fantastic. So you can see we can even color different parts of the tooltip itself, right? When we hover over this, I think that's pretty freaking cool. And yeah, it's nothing too crazy, but it's one of those small things that when you have certain items, it can sometimes be really useful to add just a little bit of a tooltip there, not even necessarily for, oh, it's going to explain something or anything like that, just for it to be a little bit better. Now, what we're actually going to do is we're going to add one more to the metal detector, because there's one really cool thing that you can do, and that is you can change it by pressing Shift. You've probably seen this in some mods. Let's do that as well. So for this, we're actually going to override it inside of the metal detector over here. So once again, the append hover text method, fairly straightforward. And then inside, what we're going to do is, this is so cool because the append hover text method is only called on the client. We can be sure of that. We can basically call Minecraft.getInstance and then use the has shift down. Now, once again, we can only do this because we are 100% on the client. If we weren't, you can even think about it logically, okay? So first of all, the instance here is always of the client. You can even see it is literally in net.minecraft.client over here. So obviously this is a client instance of Minecraft. And then you can even think about it like this. If you are on the server, what does has shift down? What would that even mean? It doesn't mean anything, because you're like, oh, if we're on the server, what does this mean? I'm pressing shift. Yeah, well, hold on a second. This is the server. This is not you pressing shift. There's 18 other people around. There's 18 people on the server. What does has shift down mean? That doesn't make any sense. So you can think about it logically as well, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, that has to be on the client. So if we are holding shift, then we will do the builder, dot accept, and then let's just do something like a component of translatable here, tooltip dot tutorial mod dot metal underscore detector dot, and then we do shift down because this is the one where you actually have shift down, and then the other one will just do this one without the shift down. Yep, I think that's going to be fine. And then we translate those. Let's do the shift down with the following. Yeah, this is the shift down. So this is when we press the button down. Yeah, so this would be discover valuables by clicking on blocks. Okay, I think that's fair. And then for this one, this is the one where you basically are prompted to press shift for more information. So we're going to say press shift. We're going to do the symbol and then E and then shift. No, shift. There we go. And then the symbol and then R. That's the escape symbol for it. More information. Boom. Yes. And this is now super cool because this looks kind of like that. You gotta admit, that looks pretty freaking cool. And if I hold shift down, look at this. Discover valuables by clicking on blocks. I think this is really cool. And this is, once again, a small thing. It really isn't that complicated, but it can really elevate your mod to a bit of a higher level because you're giving the player more information, and usually, I would tend to say give them slightly more information than not enough. And also, you know, make it not confusing. I mean, discover valuables by clicking on blocks. I feel like it's very straightforward to how this is now being used, right? I feel like that's very straightforward. But there we go. That is custom tooltips added to Minecraft. Freaking awesome. And there we have it. We got the tooltips done. I hope you found this useful and you learned something new. And next time we'll talk about custom tags. And no, those are different than what you are expecting, but we'll talk about that in the next tutorial. Hope to see you there. So, yeah.